Now it's time for Heat 2 for Minimax. And as per the previous race, Simon Meyer starts on the front row on pole position. Alongside will be the 150 of Matthias Schulte. And we already had someone off at turn number 3. Not too sure. That could have been Schulte, actually, that has just gone off the track. Hopefully we'll be able to recover the position. Yeah, that is Matthias Schulte. I mean, I noticed straight away the green, the bright chrome green racing helmet. Alexander Kluger will start on the inside of row 2 in the 180 alongside Nein Bretag in the 191. Mika Trapp in the 118, who won the first heat earlier on, 0.3 of a second ahead of Simon Meyer after a great little dice between the two. David Girouche starts P6. Bennett Meyer, Devin Leonokar in the 106 and the 153 complete row 4, with Kenyon Washington in the 114 and Kevin Schneider in the 105 completing the 10-strong grid that will be competing over the next 7 minutes plus an additional lap. So Matthias Schulte takes his place alongside Simon Meyer at the front of the field. 7 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap. The intermediate classification will be decided after each of the races have been concluded here today at Kerpen. So, will it be 2 for 2 for Mika Trapp? Got 7 minutes plus an additional lap. That gives us about 8 minutes of racing to find out. Right then, into the tram lines we go. Revs rise. Are we ready? Looks like we've got ourselves off and racing. And Alexander Klugel trying to do his utmost to keep on pace with Simon Meyer. There's Mika Trapp up into 3rd place like a rat up a drain pipe. He's trying to go for 2nd already. Up the inside of Alexander Klugel. He hasn't got the job done. It looks like it was actually for 3rd because, well, yeah, he has got the job done. So, Mika Trapp up into P2. Nein Bretag at the back of this 5-cart train, which has got Matthias Schulte. Make that 6 with Bennett Meyer in the 106 on the Cosmos chassis as Nein Bretag tries to find a way past Matthias Schulte in the early goings of this race. 6 minutes and 15 seconds plus an additional lap, and all 10 carts are pretty much line astern at the moment. Across the line, first lap in the books, all drivers covered by 1.9 seconds. Here comes Alexander Klugel up the inside of Mika Trapp through into turn 2, and then steamrolls through to Schulte. Going into that into turn 3, that left hand there, and gets past Mika Trapp, but Trapp holds on. Oh, that's getting rather tight and twisty between the pair, and they're bumping and boring, and David Girouche ends up on the grass as well after. It was, I think there might have been a slightest amount of nudging between Mika Trapp and Matthias Schulte. That's allowed Nein Bretag to now take P3 and is P4. So Kenyon Washington, who started down in 9th, now finds himself in 5th position. Sometimes it pays to be safe, doesn't it? I think he learnt his lesson from Muzzin, did Kenyon Washington. It's got Matthias Schulte right behind him as the battle for 3rd and 4th. Mika Trapp being handed by Nein Bretag for 3rd place, but Alexander Klugel now battling away with Simon Meyer. Now, if anyone might remember, these two tangled back at Wackersdorf at the season opener. It was one of the most dramatic incidents I think I've seen in Rotax racing for, well, since my tenure actually, in terms of an accident that really sort of put the cat amongst the pigeons. I've seen quite a few significant rollovers as well, but for sheer shock value, that was one accident I never thought would happen. But it was on one of the most precarious parts on the circuit. Nein Bretag still behind Mika Trapp as we go into the last 4 minutes and 25 seconds of the race, and Bretag looking to get past. Mika Trapp needs to start pulling away from the 191, but the 191 on the Tony Kart chassis, running under the FM Racing awning, is looking pretty feisty right now. and is keeping Mika Trapp very, very honest indeed. The leader at the moment, Simon Meyer, who's got nearly a 4/10 of a second advantage over Alexander Klugel, has put in the fastest lap of the race, a 49.123 second lap time after the completion of 3 laps. David Girouche now gets past Kevin Schneider. Girouche, with Polish origins, had the misfortune of being unwantedly exiting stage left, going through the sweeping S's after the moment between Mika Trapp and Matthias Schulte. Well, I'll be very interested to hear sides of the story on that one. But Meyer and Klugel still leading the way. The gap has now extended between the top 2. And now Trapp and Bretag. Mika Trapp has just put in the fastest lap of anybody, 48.923. And that was over 2.5 of a second quicker than the driver in front. Alexander Klugel better watch his back bumper right very soon indeed, because we're into the last 3 minutes of this race, and Alexander Klugel now knows that the win is going to be out of reach, but second still very much a good opportunity for Alexander Klugel. Now Klugel finished P3 in the first heat, as Bretag trying to go up the inside of Mika Trapp, but Mika Trapp holds on, keeps it defensive, stays ahead of the 191 with just under 2.5 minutes remaining. David Girouche now gets past Devin Car in the meantime to get up into P8. Next on the list will be Bennett Meyer and then Kenyon Washington. So Girouche looking to move forward. The battle for second, third and fourth really heating up, because you can just see the way that Mika Trapp is just honing in on Alexander Klugel, but Bretag looking otherwise. Up the inside of the 118, going through into turn 2, gets the job done. And now Mika Trapp goes, why on earth were you doing that, man? You need to help us catch up to the guy in front. Well, if you're in different awnings, I'm afraid, Mika, you're going to have to find your own way forward. It's never easy. If both of them were under the same awning, I could understand some kind of driver's agreement, so to speak, but it's all easier said than done. Bretag now forcing the issue up the inside of Alexander Klugel, and there goes Mika Trapp, and oh my goodness, a bit of Gymkhana styly there for Alexander Klugel, as Mika Trapp was up the inside. That was fair. That was very, very fair indeed. But then I think Mika Trapp just ran a little bit wide himself, and then all of a sudden Alexander Klugel had nowhere to go and gesticulated, and I'm sure that there were a few choice words behind that race visor. So Alexander Klugel now drops out of the top 3 through no fault of his... Well, I mean, he's been dropping off the pace a little bit. However, that incident may not have been of his own, completely of his own doing. But Simon Meyer is leading the way ahead of Bretag by a comfortable nigh on 2 seconds as we head into the last 30 on the clock, plus an additional lap. So Kenyon Washington has unfortunately pulled the number 114 entry into the pits, so looks like Washington is out. Is the timer about to hit 0. There is the 145 of Simon Meyer leading the way, and has done so since lights out. Next time around we'll get the final lap board. So final lap board is out. Now Mika Trapp and Bretag back into battle lines being drawn. The 191 still leading the way. But, Trapp looked to pin it around the outside going through into turn 2. And then Bretag was having absolutely none of it. There was a little bit of touching there. Wheel sidewall to side pod. And there is Mika Trapp trying to go up the inside. The pair are side by side. Bretag closes the door going through into the sweeping S's. And Mika Trapp was unable to quickly counter-attack right there. But it's the final lap of the race, and this is where Mika Trapp is really going to start pushing like crazy. Bretagne goes on the defensive into the next left-hander. And Mika Trapp right into the wheel tracks, but I don't think it's going to be enough. But out of the final corner, it is going to be Simon Mayer that's going to take the checkered flag. And Bretagne absolutely jubilant of securing second place because he held off, Nine Bretagne held off Mika Trapp, who nearly went 2 wheels on the grass. But what a battle between the pair of them. Mika Trapp could have had that done and dusted before the sweeping S's, but Nine Bretagne went, oh no you don't, sunshine, and kept it pinned and finished in second. Alexander Klugel rounds out the top 4 ahead of David Girouche, our resident Valtteri Bottas wannabe, cutting up some grass with that front bumper, but manages to finish in 5th. Matthias Schulter in 6th ahead of Devin Leon Ukar, Bennett Meyer, Kevin Schneider, with unfortunately Kenyon Washington retiring on lap number 6.